One is the rural business finance, another is the farmer finance. We operate that through almost 18 states and 2 lakh plus villages, which is where these two products are being offered to our customers. When it comes to the urban, our presence happens to be in almost 23 states and 4 union territories, and we operate in more than 450 cities or towns. Everything that we are doing in these two sites has now further been emboldened by getting into a gold finance business. Why I am showing this separately? The reason for this is that, of course, gold finance operates either in a rural area or in a metro or somewhere in between in the urban center. The logic of showing it separately at this point in time is that we want to track it, because this is a newly acquired business and there are subsequent slides which would be about the gold finance business. So we have almost in gold finance 343 branches as of the end of Q1. The number is increasing as we go along. I can say to this group that we have a plan to add at least 500 branches in this financial year when it comes to the gold finance. So that is our presence across pan-India of almost 2,400. You can see that as far as the rural branches are concerned, and more than 500 in the urban branches. That includes both basically retail branches as well as gold finance branches. When it comes to the growth of the retail franchise across the country, as I mentioned, we have been operating largely in these products which are there on the screen. Let me just spend a little bit time just to show the power of franchisee of L&T Group, L&T Financial Services. When it comes to the rural loans, these are the loans given to women entrepreneurs. We generally understand that in the form of a microfinance as well. So we have, as you say, the new villages which we activate. That is the barometer which we are tracking over last 3 years. So in the last 3 years, if you see, every year we have activated more than 25,000 new villages for microfinance business. When it comes to the two-wheeler finance, our model happens to be operating from dealer points, where consumer or a customer goes to buy a bike. Our FLOs or our field level officers are stationed there. They take these potential customers through our product offering, and on the spot a two-wheeler loan is provided to them. The entire process happens today through a totally digitized process. We have also embedded AI into it. The time we take is as low as 3 to 5 minutes to sanction a loan. And in many a times, customers have given us a testimonial that our process happens to be the most friction-free. And at times in 15 to 20 minutes, they come in and walk out with a bike after completing the entire end-to-end process of availing loan from us. When it comes to the farmer finance business, what happens at the dealer point for two-wheeler, the same process, same approach happens to be while a farmer buying a tractor from the tractor dealer. So these are the farming points of contact. These are again the dealers. If you see, we have reached almost 2,750 dealer points in addition to almost 9,000 two-wheeler dealer points. So between these two products itself, almost 11,500 dealers we are covering across the country. That is the power of franchisee which we have established over last 3 decades of existence. Personal loan, as you know, we have a tie-up with DSS, e-aggregators, large partners of repute, and with them we have been sourcing these loans. There has been a consistent and steady rise as far as these intermediaries are concerned, who have been sourcing loans for us, and that is how the acquisition in the personal loan is happening. When it comes to the secured product of home loan and loan against property, we have been actively sourcing these deals from branches as well as from direct sales agents, the DSS. So the number of DSS, if you see, that has been consistently kept upward of 300. And our idea is to keep that number at that level, in that ballpark of that, and also leverage our retail branches to source home loan for us. And that is also the reason you will find that some of these parameters, though we are tracking, the growth not necessarily has to be in the upward trajectory for these things. And last but not the least, when it comes to the gold finance business, we acquired the business in the month of June of 2025. We began with 130 branches and we have already crossed 343 branches as of the end of the quarter one. When it comes to L&T Group, we follow a process of mapping ourselves in a 5-year plan, which we call as a Laksha plan. A Laksha period for this particular period where we are now in the midst of it happens to be from 26 to 31. And that is where we have given these 4 key numerical objectives. And every single employee within L&T Finance knows what are their Laksha targets. The first one, the Laksha target is that we want to be growing. So when it comes to India, we all are aware that India has grown consistently, upward of 7%, barring that one downward trend we had seen in the year of COVID. We had closed the year at 7.8%. That is the GDP growth of the country. So what should be a company of our kind who has put technology in the middle of it and has the firepower of AI? And what is the reasonable expectation, which is aspirational in nature, from a company of our stature and repute, given the parentage of L&T? So which is where we say that we will have a loan growth book of at least 20% year on year. So that is our first target. So when it comes to the second one, credit cost, I mentioned in the beginning, a credit cost is nothing but the money that you lose. So if you lend 100 rupees, what is the amount that you are comfortable to lose so that you will still be remaining profitable? And we have said that we need to be at less than 2% of the credit cost. So not more than 2 rupees we would like to lose when it comes to the lending participants. And return on assets, the total loan book, I mentioned that figure in the beginning of the presentation, 1.29 lakh crore. So as against that, what should be the return that you expect? And that is the Laksha target we feel, and we believe that we would be in the target of 3 to 2% corridor of the ROA. That is our target when it comes to the profitability is concerned. And lastly, most important one, ultimately the existence of a corporate is to bring in return for its shareholders, full stop. And that is the reason we have kept that as well, return on equity in the range or a corridor of 16 to 18% as one of our key Laksha targets. So these are the 4 big ones. I mentioned that we had started the company 30 years ago. We embraced many business models along. We involved ourselves in lending to infrastructure, real estate, corporate. We also had a mutual fund business and an insurance business as well as a private wealth business. As we were converging towards our earlier Laksha period, that was between 21 to 26, we had decided to merge it. And that is how today we operate through only one single monolithic lending entity called L&T Finance Limited. So that transformation has already happened. Now what we are looking at is delivery. So these 4 Laksha target points, the focus is to deliver on this because the transformation that is required within has already happened.
We have contextual advertisements. We also have local influencers who are promoting our campaign in local languages like I shared previously. Additionally, we are also creating WhatsApp chatbots which make it very convenient for our potential users to know more about gold loan, to also know which is the nearest branch that they can visit to avail of the gold loan. Also finally, through transit media, so as we move around and we see around a lot of bus branding and auto rickshaw branding with the right message, with our new message which is Sapna ko hold mat karo, L&T Finance, gold loan karo, is visible all throughout. Additionally, we are also taking up PR activation, which is bench branding, and as you can see, it's a visual here of a gold painted, gold color painted branch bench, which is going to be launched as we move forward, and it is near Rabindra Sarovar where we're going to install these benches.
तो जैसे मैंने बताया L&T फाइनेंस आज 30 साल से ऑलरेडी रिटेल फाइनेंस बिजनेस में है और हम लोगों ने इस बिज़नेस को चालू करके सिक्योर्ड और हाई यील्ड प्रोडक्ट के हिसाब से गोल्ड फाइनेंसिंग बिजनेस चालू किया है। और L&T फाइनेंस के बाकी प्रोडक्ट से जो हमको नॉलेज मिला है, कस्टमर ऑनबोर्डिंग जर्नी जो है, और जो हमारे बाकी टेक्नोलॉजी है, AI जो हम लोगों ने बाकी प्रोडक्ट्स में ऑलरेडी इम्प्लीमेंट किया है, उसको हम लोगों ने सीधा गोल्ड फाइनेंस बिजनेस में डे वन से चालू किया है। तो जैसे आपने देख लिया, जब भी हम लोगों ने बिज़नेस ले लिया, 130 ब्रांचेस थे जून 2025 में, और जैसे ही मार्च ख़त्म हो गया, हम लोगों ने ऑलमोस्ट 200 ब्रांचेस नए इसमें डाले थे। ये इतना फास्ट ग्रोथ इसलिए हो चुका क्योंकि हम लोगों को रिटेल फाइनेंस बिजनेस को बढ़ाने का ऑलरेडी एक्सपीरियंस है। सर, हम लोगों ने एक वेरी क्लियर अंडरस्टैंडिंग है कि ऑक्शन जो करना है वो लास्ट रिसोर्ट है। ऑक्शन के लिए गोल्ड लोन नहीं करना है। सो हमारे एक जो स्टैंडर्ड पॉलिसी है कि ब्रांच में जो लोग हैं वो कस्टमर को बार बार फॉलो अप कर लेते हैं ताकि वो अपना लोन को रेगुलराइज करें। उनको SMS भेजा जाता है, व्हाट्सएप भेजा जाता है, उनको कॉल किया जाता है। ये सब चीज़ें करने के बाद हमको वापस उनको नोटिस भी देनी होती है। हम उनको 2 बार नोटिस दे देते हैं, सॉफ्ट नोटिस देते हैं, हार्ड नोटिस देते हैं। उसके बाद जो है जाके अगर बहुत ही ऐसी सिचुएशन आ जाती है कि अभी आ ही नहीं रहा है, तो हम लोग उसको ऑक्शन कर लेते हैं। हमारा रेंज है रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट, जैसे हमने पहले बात की कि स्कीम्स के हिसाब से रेट ऑफ इंटरेस्ट चलता है। जो सबसे अच्छे कस्टमर्स है, जिनका क्रेडिट हिस्ट्री अच्छी है, जिनको बहुत जल्दी लोन चाहिए लेकिन कम चाहिए, उससे लेके जिनको सबसे ज़्यादा टेनर चाहिए, थोड़ा ज़्यादा अमाउंट चाहिए, हाईएस्ट लेवल ऑफ लोन टू वैल्यू चाहिए, वो हिसाब से जो है वो स्कीम्स हमारी अलग अलग है, जो 10.5% से लेके 18 से 20 तक भी जा सकती है। राजू दुर्ती।